Are going to jump right in to chapter 6 here. Oh, I thought I made these prettier. Did I not? Okay, so 6-1A, we're going to be working with monomials. We're going to be working with binomials and trinomials and exponents and lots of new things. We're going to start with just adding and subtracting them. And when you add and subtract when there's variables involved, can you think of like a key phrase that we always say? If you're going to add 6x to the fourth plus 3x squared plus 2x to the fourth, which of those can actually be added? The 6 and the 2, right? Because they are what? What do we call those? Like terms. Okay, so we're going to really focus on when do we add like terms or when do we multiply and they don't have to be like terms. So that's kind of the thing that comes into play a lot in this chapter is knowing when to do what with the information we have. Okay, so first thing, we're going to talk about a monomial. What word do you see in monomial? Or mono, which means what? One, monomial, mono y mono, like man versus man, one-on-one, right? Mono. So a monomial is a number, one number, a variable. Tell me about a variable. What's a variable? A letter, right? Some letter. So if that makes more sense to you, you can write letter there too. A variable or a letter. Or a product. What is a product? Are you adding, subtracting, multiplying, or dividing if you have a product? That's quotient. Dividing is quotient. Multiplying, okay? So the product, if you multiply the product of a number and variables. And I'm going to put a parentheses S for variables because it could be a variable or it could be multiple variables. But if you're multiplying them together, it's still a monomial, even though there's multiple things there. Okay? So here's an example of a monomial. 5x is a monomial. Okay? Here's another example of a monomial. -6/11. That is one number, right? The fraction -6/11. Anyone think they can give me another monomial? Can anyone make it a little fancier maybe? Or just give me a simple one. Okay, I'll give you another one and then see if you can give me another one. 9x squared y to the 7th is a monomial because we're multiplying numbers and variables together. Anyone think they can give me another one? Is -3 a monomial? Yeah, it's a number, right? It can be a number, it can be a variable, or it can be the product of both. So -3 would be a monomial. Is y a monomial? Yeah, it's a variable, right? So any of those things are considered monomials. It is one term, okay? There's multiple parts to it, but it is one thing. So monomials with the same variable and same exponent are called like terms. Do you see any like terms up above there? There's really not. You have two constants, right? That's just a number and a number. So those could be combined, but there are no variables that match up. Okay, so no like terms in that regard. Okay, what we're going to be doing with this is we're going to add or subtract monomials, and the way you do that is you just combine all of the like terms. Anything that's not like terms, you cannot combine, okay? This is the key part. This is the thing that gets done wrong the most. Don't change your variables or your exponents, okay? Your exponents are going to stay put when you're adding and subtracting. It's like saying, if I have 3 x's and I'm going to add 6 x's to that, what do I get? 9 x's, right? So 9x, not 9x to the second power. You don't combine your exponents. This essentially would have an exponent of 1 and an exponent of 1. We don't make that a 2. It's still a 1. Okay, so don't add your exponents together. Keep your exponents what they are. Questions on that? Okay, so let's try it. We're going to add and subtract monomials. Now, here's how you could think of this if you like it this way. It's essentially the distributive property in reverse. You do not have to do this for me, okay? Hear me right now. I'm going to show you a method. You do not have to do it this way. If your brain sees it just, hey, I'm going 19 minus 24 and I'm calculating that, that's fine. But if your brain doesn't see it that way, you could do this. They both have an x, so you could factor out that x and call it 19 minus 24, and then multiply the x, okay? So this is like saying 19 x's, and I'm going to take away 24 x's. What am I going to end up with? Negative 5x, okay? So it's really just doing the coefficients, whatever operation it says. In this one, it was subtraction, so 19 minus 24. Look at number 2. Negative 19k squared plus 2k squared. What are you doing? Do you have like terms? We do. They're both k squareds, so we know we can combine them. Thank you. So that's good. We're just going to take the coefficient, the number in front of them, and add them together. So this is a negative 19 plus 2. What do you get? A negative 17. And what comes after it? K squared. Remember, don't add those together. The k squared needs to stay k squared because those are like terms. Okay, again, if you like to write it this way with the k squared behind it, you totally can. Okay, what'd you get for number 3? Negative 8 and all that, right? As long as it's all the same. It has to be identical. This is exactly the same as this. So negative 12 plus 4 is a negative 8. And then you have the r squared s cubed t. Okay, so add the coefficients. And then what are you left with? Attach the variables. Okay, number 4 gets done wrong a lot. Anyone think they know why? Yeah, Lincoln.
Because they don't, the 1 is in front of them.
Yes, there is a 1 there, and people forget that there's a 1 there, and they just try to get rid of the AB squared, okay? This is 27AB squared minus 1 AB squared. So what does that equal? 26AB squared. Brilliant. Okay. Okay, look at number 5. What do you get? Or what do you see? They're different. If they're different, you just have to say, this is my answer, because there is nothing you can combine about them because they're not like terms, okay? So these are not like terms, which means the question itself is the simplest form of the answer. So you can just put a box around the question and say, not like terms. Okay, I want you to try 6 through 12. You might not get to all of them, but I want you to just work your way through 6 through 12. If you want to work through with the people around you, go for it. If you want to do it on your own, that's fine, but see how you do. All right, let's talk through these. I know you might not be done with all of them. That's okay. Does anyone want to come up here and do number 6 for us? Ricky does? Trying to volunteer other people? Nobody wants to? What? You can do it? Lincoln. Oh, were you trying to? You can do the next one. You don't want to do the next one? Even if I tell you if you got it right or wrong?
Number 6.
Oh, the fraction one? How about the one after that? You want the fractions?
I want number 8.
Sure. Yes, you can do number 8. Okay, so Lincoln's got this one. -1 CD. Did anyone get -1 CD for their next? 2 of you? What'd the rest of you get? 3 of you? Someone get something different? Oh, we got a few more. Okay, that is the right answer. Good job. -7 plus 6, and then the CD stays put, so -1 CD. Chloe's got this guy. I don't even have this one worked out.
I did like the PRB thing. Was I supposed to do that? Cause it
Oh,
was
sure.
like a
You
decimal.
plugged it into your calculator?
Yeah.
And did it? Yeah, that's fine. Okay. Can you tell us how you plugged it into your calculator?
I did this minus this.
Okay, so she did in her calculator. Maybe you want to try this right now because people let fractions like this freak them out. It's not scary if your calculator's doing it for you, right? So plug into your calculator.
I think it was 0.75. I don't know. I
Uh-huh,
don't remember
yep.
what it was.
So 2/3 minus 1/4. Plug that into your calculator right now. Are you seeing 0.75 when you do that? Do you remember what you push in order to turn that into a fraction now? Second, PRB, enter. Where are all your calculators, people? It's great, thank you, Mateo. Killing me. I can't help you if you're not helping yourselves. Thank you, Chloe. Notice what she did. It was x squared y and x squared y. You what? Oh. Is it? Let's see. I didn't work it out. I was just 2/3 minus 1/4. Oh, yep. It's 0.416 repeating. Is that what you got? Okay. And then you go second PRB. And it's 5/12. You're right.
I think I added.
Oh, gotcha. Yep, that would make a difference. Okay, so you should get 5/12 x squared y as your final answer. Did you get that? Second PRB. If you are not clear on how to plug that into your calculator, let's hang out. I would love to help you, but I can't help you if you don't tell me you need the help. So let me know. Who wanted this one? Andrew. This is one of those. I walked by and a lot of you told me it was 0 because you were trying to do it in your head, which is fine if you do it correctly in your head. Is that the right answer?
Good stuff, Andrew.
That is the right answer. -15 minus 15 is a -30. So that's your coefficient. And then m squared n to the 4th. Okay, so make sure you plug this in correctly. -15 minus 15. Do you all know that your negative button is the one that looks like that? If you hit the minus sign, unless you have Shales, is that the Casio?
Yeah.
If you have the TI calculator, which is what most people I think have, you cannot hit a minus sign. That's not a negative, it's subtraction. So make sure you hit this button for a negative. That would be this one out in front. Anybody want number 9? We get a little fancier here. Multiple variables. Lincoln, want to do it? Do you want to do it? Is that a hand up? Shale. Come on, Shale. Lincoln got one already.
Right.
All right.
There you go. This is what I got.
-9y
Oh.
plus 4.
How do I erase?
Oh, just go back like that.
Oh, Z. There you go.
Anybody else get -9y plus 4z? Okay, 2y minus 11y is a -9y. I think this is one place that sometimes there's confusion. You have a positive 14z minus 10z. Do you know you always take the symbol in front of the number, not the symbol behind the number? So this is not like you wouldn't go 14z minus a -10z, right? You only take the symbol in front of the number and do that math. So that's a -9y plus 4z. Make sure you put the plus there because it is positive, so we're adding it. And that is your answer. Thank you, Shale. Who wants number 10? Nobody? Still working it out? Okay, talk me through it. Are there like terms here?
Yeah.
What are they?
16,
16s and negative 17s. Now, mathematically speaking, when we have variables, what do we do with them? Combine them if they're the same. What if they're different? Do you know the process you're supposed to use for variables? You're supposed to keep them in alphabetical order. It doesn't mean it's wrong if you don't. I don't mark you off if you put them in a different order, but typically a mathematician is going to say 8R is your starting one because R comes before S, okay? It's not wrong if you flip-flop them, but they will put that first. What do the S's combine to? A negative 1S. Now here's the options you have. This is a perfectly good answer. This is a perfectly good answer. Or this is a perfectly good answer. Okay, notice my S is still the negative thing. It just got moved out in front. So now we're adding the 8R, okay, because 8R was positive. Or this is a perfectly good answer. I will take any of those four from you. Okay, questions on that? All right, two more, and then I will set you loose. These are V's. I know because other stuff didn't copy well, it looks like they could be Y's that got cut off, but they're V's. So 11V squared plus 7V plus 2V squared minus 32V. Do you have any like terms?
Yeah.
Which ones?
The V is V squared.
The V's are, so 7V minus 32V is like terms. Do you know the rule with exponents when you put things in order in math? Do you want the V squared to come first or the V to come first? The V squared. We work in descending order of your exponents. So you want the highest exponents first and then work your way down. So the V squareds are actually going to come first. What does that become? 11V squared plus 2V squared. 13V, if you used a Y. Yeah, I get it. Okay, now this. 7V, what? Plus or minus? Minus 32V. What do you get? Negative 25 and just a V. Okay? So combine your like terms, but then you are not allowed to add these two together. I know they're both V's, but one's a V squared and one's a V. So don't combine them unless you have the exact same exponents. Okay? All right, last one. Do you have any like terms here? Yes. Which ones? All of them? No. The 9, not the 5, the negative 1, right? This is a squared b, and this is a squared b. Those are your like terms. AB squared is different. I know there's a squared and a 1 as an exponent, but it's to a different variable now, and that makes a difference. So you're going to go 9a squared b. Okay, now here's where I see the confusion. Is it plus a squared b or minus a squared b? It's the minus. It's the symbol in front of the number. You good? So 9a squared b minus a squared b is what?
8.
Yes. 9 minus 1 is 8a squared b. What comes behind that? Plus 5ab squared. Put a box around it, and you're done. Any questions on that? Okay, we're not going to do these last four, but I am curious how well you know these words. When it says sum, what are you doing? You're adding. When it says difference, what are you doing? Subtraction. When it says subtract, subtraction, and subtract, subtraction, right? So just pay attention to the terminology. If it's division, what's the word? Quotient, okay? Product if it's multiplication. Today we're doing addition and subtraction, so you should see mostly like sum and difference, but I don't even make you do those. But I just, moving forward, want to make sure that you are clear on what those are. Any questions? Okay, so here's the deal. You have 20 minutes. You can absolutely get your homework done in 20 minutes. So you will have no homework tonight if you get it done right now, okay? Get it out, get going, see what you